Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. I hope all you guys are having a good evening. It's currently right now 10:48 p.m. getting ready for the trading week. It's about to be the second week of June, so we have an interesting week. This isn't going to be a market recap video. This is going to be more on a personal level. I wanted to share my story with you guys here on my channel, document it for myself and my future, reference, because I have really went through a really hard time in the last probably 4 months. And it's been far beyond anything that I've ever experienced before. And I share this story with you guys so you guys understand that life is not all rainbows and sunshine. That I too am human, and I too experience a lot of the difficulties in life. And I believe many 20-year-olds, when we're young, we still, I don't say we, but I say that the ones in my family, they're very dependent on my older parents, aunts, uncles to sustain their living. Me maturing very young, leaving my mom's house at 17 years old, starting to work at 17 years old, building my first business at 18, 19 years old, making my first $170,000 at 22 years old. It changes my life and my view, my perspectives, my psychology compared to all the other individuals in my family. So I think different. I have experienced different things, and I've seen different things, and I think different things than the vast majority of my family. So it's always really hard for me. Why? Because I don't have mentors. I don't have successful uncles, successful family members, my parents successful. I don't have business acumen individuals around me to talk to. I'm all by myself. And I've gotten myself, I would say, fairly far. I've had a really good experience with understanding e-commerce and online products and personal brand building and digital marketing. It has been what has sustained my life for the last 4 years. But building up SoCal Trading Group was different than all the other, I guess you can say, personal brands that I had built. This wasn't my detailing business that I was promoting on Instagram. This wasn't no longer, a small business. This really was something that had sparked a real impact, a real connection with individuals at a scale that I had never imagined. This all started back in, 2024 when I started posting my option trades on Instagram, Snapchat, and people started asking me, Jerry, how do you do this thing? And I fell in love, I was like, yeah, bro, I'll teach you, no problem. You guys could just pay me like $100. I was young, that was a lot of money to me. And I started teaching them, and as I taught them, they started getting results. Once they got results, they would then post me on their social media platforms, and I started building word-of-mouth marketing. And I started meeting more clients, started meeting their cousins, their friends, their coworkers. And then I've had 6 clients post me on the same day, and I kept on building and building and building trust. And I soon, in just 11 months, had built a social media platform account on Instagram from 0 followers to 2,100 followers and a monthly audience of 500,000 people. My Instagram messages, I was interacting with probably 4 to 5 people a day. I was closing around 2 to 3 clients a week. It was an absurd, eye-opening bro, it changes. Growing up as a kid from a single mother family home where our Mexican culture teaches us always to work, go to school, get a career, and our parents are still barely surviving. They never got to go build businesses. We have to just put on our piece to make the house a better home, help lighten the load. Seeing that life compared to building SoCal Trading Group, building an online presence, online marketing, online business, going through e-commerce, selling my intellectual property, whole different paradigms, whole different lives, and seeing this all by myself with no one to talk to about it, no one to relate to, no one to discuss about is extremely hard. It's challenging, man. It's challenging to be the person in your family that sees it differently, thinks about it differently, has lived it differently, and is trying to maintain that and also lead by example for them. Now that I do it publicly for others as well, because it's hard. It's really hard to be different in today's world. It's challenging, bro. You will be judged. You will fail. And when you fail, you will be mocked. It's a gruesome experience in building yourself up. And this is why I document this video, because I don't want you guys to ever feel alone when you guys go through this as well. And I built it. I had finally earned my stripes. I had built the platform, 2,100 followers, 500,000 monthly active viewers a month. Leads were generating. I was ready to scale it to the next step. Running ads on Google, running ads on Facebook, setting up social media platforms with other social medias to be able to expand my audience, my grasp, my lead generation. And I was already like single man. I was single-handedly doing this. I had no ever team, no guidance. I had to build all these thoughts and concrete processes from the bottom up. And I had did it, and I became really dependent on Instagram, and I lost it all. And this is such an interesting story. So I don't know how, what I did, but Instagram took my account down for violating community guidelines, and I requested a review. There is nothing I could have done about it. I appealed it. Instagram overruled the appeal, and the account is now gone. This happened to me 3 to 4 months ago. And for the last 3 to 4 months, I've been doing my best to kind of rebuild this thing, keep myself motivated, keep myself encouraged, keep myself, ambitious, on my toes, hopeful, faithful. And it's been one of the most challenging experiences in my life to continue waking up every single day to keep on going with the hopes of one day getting back to where I was and progressing even more. One thing about my business, and it's not just my business, who cares about the money? Who cares about, what it is it was providing? It was really just, in my business, bro, it's the relationship you build with people that gets you clients, that gets you where you need to go to be able to expand. I had such a great audience. I had such a great nourishment of people. I was meeting countless people every single day. And overnight that was taken from me, and I lost contact with all of them. They never found me, I never found them, and I'm building all from zero again. And it taught me the importance of collecting people's information, collecting people's contact data, collecting them into a CRM so they're organized as warm leads, cold leads, becoming more disciplined, more sophisticated in gathering, information about my clients and building up these leads, finding new interests. And now with this loss, I have developed the business again with much more discipline, much more organization. But the whole journey that I'm trying to share with you guys here, right? Losing it all, my life changed day to night. I no longer had that income to depend on from the business. I no longer had that, kind of security in hey, this is what I can do with my future. I came from a single mother family home. I never really had much guidance to figure out what it is I wanted to do, to dedicate my life to and go to school for. And I feel like some of you guys in your early 20s are probably going to run into that yourselves, and you're going to stick to what works, what makes you money. But there's another step in life that you guys, I hope, all find, that once you find that sustainability, you get the creative idea to go pursue something else, whether it be your own business, coming up with this crazy idea that you want to just make a reality and see how it goes. I hope you guys find that, because that really is the magic in this life. It's very hard to maintain your happiness, and if you aren't necessarily fulfilled or finding purpose in what it is you do. And this is a journey for so many people, but my experience, waking up when I was working, in fast food, working at these warehouses, working in roofing, compared to how I was waking up with SoCal Trading Group, day and night difference. And the way you perform, the way you live, the way you think, the way you feel as an individual, when you find what it is you're truly passionate for and what it is you really love to do, it changes. The way you work changes. And I hope that all of you guys find something that you guys love and it makes you the money you desire, because when you do, I'm telling you, life changes. It's not that limited, scarce, oh, I have to show up, I have to go to work, I have to depend mindset. It's now I'm in control, and what can I make to be even more in control? And bro, it's not an experience most people can really come and tell you about in your early 20s, especially if you're not hanging around the right people, especially if you're being brought up in the wrong environments, especially if you're not being influenced by the right influences. And that's why I make these videos, because I know what I went through to be able to achieve what it is I created, and I know what I went through in cutting off a lot of my social life, isolating myself to not really hanging around too many people, because I oftentimes seen where those individuals were going in the direction of their lives, how they treated their youth and how they viewed certain, I guess, things about life that I didn't agree with. I was always at a young age influenced by entrepreneurs, people that had crazy success stories, people that went all in on businesses, failed, and made multiple millions once they succeeded, individuals that had multiple millions, lost the multiple millions, and made it all back. Those stories fascinated me, and I guess that was a real true defining factor in now my early 20s to lead me to what I was able to build with SoCal Trading Group. But man, losing it all, man, like, it's an emotional battle that no one can prepare you for. I mentally and emotionally have not been performing at my full best after losing my business and going back down to zero. And I share this with you guys because, man, I'm not going to be the last one. I think one of you guys that watched this video, when you uncover your true path and you're scaling your business to go bigger, whether you're a barber about to start your first barber shop, whether you're a mechanic about to start your first auto shop, whether you're a car detailer about to start your first customization garage, whether you're a lawn, scaper about to start your first company truck and getting your bulldozers, whether you're life insurance agent, building up your sales agency. Like, there's going to be a lot of individuals in this world that are with you, taking those steps to build something that no one else was going to come into our lives and give us. And you might run into some bumps in that road where you come back down to square one. It's the most humbling, the most wicked experience in life. It's crazy, dude. When you're back at zero and it's like, wow, you're not the king of the throne. Life isn't sweet and rainbows no more. Now you are back at the bottom. People don't know you. People don't trust you. What are you going to do about it? And life is going. I notice in my performance that now I wake up late. I lost my habit of waking up at 6 a.m. Now I go to sleep late. Now I'm very unproductive with my time. I notice myself sometimes getting caught on social media, not necessarily being a producer, more of a consumer. I found myself, I guess you can say, coping with the loss of my business in ways that I oftentimes wouldn't have even had to think of when I had my business. When you have a business and you love it and you're fulfilled and purposeful about it, dude, you're working and you're not even working. You're pumping out a lot of content. You're pumping out a lot of client messages and leads. It's a game. It's so amazing. And falling in love with that game again has been very challenging this time around because I realized how easily it can be taken from me. And the thought processes of what it is I can do to bulletproof this business, they discourage me because I don't know if they're bulletproof or if they will work. And all I have to do is keep on trying every single day to build up, these defense systems for my platform, for my personal brand, with whether it be establishing my first website, which I'm building now, whether it be setting up a different social media platform, whether it be, TikTok, Snapchat. Those are other big social media platforms with a lot of users for me to be able to connect to. Whether it be now messaging people and collecting their data with an application, putting their info into my CRM, running paid ads, whether it be on Meta or Google. This is a whole new field of business for me, from not depending on just social media for leads, but now thinking about cold calling my friends, getting, cold leads through social media. It's a whole different flip than when I was just killing it. I had already did the hard work. I had already a list of clients. All of them had me on social media. I was already generating them results. When you generate people results, they love you, they'll share you. But when you don't, and my trading, day and night difference. When I had SoCal Trading Group, every single day was impactful, amazing. I had to win because I had to put on the show. Now, it's a lot more discouraging. I'm not putting on the show. I had huge losses in my trading, trying to trade from a point of psychological desperation to be able to recover the income that I was missing from my business. And I started over leveraging, costed me to lose $9,000 in the last 2 weeks. Horrendous experience. And the mental battle to continue waking up and going and going and going, bro, it's hard. And it's really hard to do it all by yourself. No dad, no brother, no cousins, no mentor, no one, all by myself. This is the struggle of being successful. This is the struggle of being different. This is the struggle of going the route that isn't safe. And I'm going through it, and I'm having a lot of second doubts. I'm not going to say regrets, but I understand now why people go the safe route. I understand now why people have a plan B. And it's been extremely challenging for me, and that's why I haven't been too much on YouTube. But now I feel like, man, I have no other choice but to double down on this thing, make it work. And I make this video to be able to share my story and hopefully have you guys witness it. Because this is going to be me building my business from ground zero to hopefully get back to where we were in monthly recurring revenue of roughly maybe $10,000 to $15,000 a month using SoCal Trading Group. And I hope you guys enjoy this journey. I hope this inspires you guys to, pick up from your losses, pick up in any challenges or hard times you guys may be going through or having, and hopefully inspire you guys to take that first step in building a business as well, sharing your life on social media, being vulnerable, getting out there, sharing your story, right? Connecting with others, especially if you're alone, especially if you're like me, only child, no older brothers, no sisters, no brothers, no uncles, no aunts, no one successful to talk to, just a kid with a dream. I hope you guys have that dream for yourselves and you have the courage and that desire to be a light for someone else in this life and have that ability to share with others. Because I think it's a journey that unites us all, and when we finally do make it, it's going to 100% be worth it. So yes, this is the video that I wanted to introduce to the channel to kind of, let you guys be updated on what's going on in my life. But it's now 11. We're going to get some rest for tomorrow. I hope, this is able to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight on what it is I've been going through, why it is I haven't been posting too much on YouTube. I apologize for that, you guys, but it's a rough one. But hopefully we're going to be back in action, man. Got to keep on going up, showing up, and getting the job done. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. We're going to get some rest here. Jerry Trades, over and out.